So my professor interview was probably one of my favorite and most personal experiences with these exhibits. Well, I'm not gonna say favorite, but it was one of the most personal experiences with these exhibits. I chose to interview one of my professors for my race and ethnicity course. Her name is Rawan, and she's a medical professor at, well, not a professor, a medical student in Greenville Health Systems. And it was just kind of really cool. We actually wound up talking about a lot more personal things than what I actually came in to talk about, which is why I didn't keep the recording. But we came in and we started talking about how the course kind of affected the climate at Clemson University, and those are some things I do feel comfortable talking about. And we addressed how it's really unique to see who decided to take this course, being that the class is only like 7 people. We have one white girl who is a senior, and 2 white boys, a junior and a sophomore. Oh, I'm sorry, and Dawn, who is also in our class, does not identify as, she's non-binary. Excuse me, they are non-binary, and the rest of the class is just black students. So it's kind of interesting to see who's willing to have that conversation. And then with our professors, our dialogues, and everything else that we talked about, it's really interesting. I mean, we all agree, so it's like, I don't know how much you can really get out of talking to people who have the same mindset as you. But another cool thing I liked about talking to Rawan was she told me how different it was. Like, she grew up in Charleston, South Carolina, a place where there's a lot of different people, I guess a lot of different cultures, versus Greenville. You come in, and she said that's the first time she's ever really had to defend herself as a woman, as a doctor, as even her religion. Like, people made fun of her for not wanting to drink and for making them feel bad about, like, she didn't make them feel bad about drinking, but they made her feel bad about her not wanting to drink, with, like, being around them and her not drinking religiously. Like, I don't know. And I'm sorry about putting this face mask on right now, but I have to. I'm sorry, I'm breaking out. But I don't know. I really think that the interview with Rawan was a very comforting and very personal experience. That was a bond I made more so than just an interview talking to my professor about what I'm going to do further in the course, because honestly, with that class, it's more of a dialogue type thing. You're not really graded on anything empirically. So it was just really, it felt good to make that connection with someone I didn't think I'd make it with, because I chose her because I didn't really know her too well, and I didn't think that we'd have too much in common, seeing as she was a doctor who came from Charleston, South Carolina, and Iran, and I thought we'd have very different experiences, but as that class keeps teaching me, we all share similar experiences. I can't talk about another interview I held with my professor. He taught a guest lecture in that race and ethnicity course, just giving the perspective as a veteran in the Vietnam War, and how he was treated differently as a black man in that conflict. And that was just really cool to sit down and talk to him. And I have a picture of him, and I probably will post it along with this video, but he really just reminded me of my grandfather, and just knowing the difference in those stories and how far things have changed, how much things have changed, and how little things have changed at the same time. So it's interesting, but it's also kind of sad. So, I don't know, this may not have been the direction that this exhibit was meant to go in, especially with these interviews, but I think it was worth it for me, because I'm glad I gained that experience and those connections with those people. So.